What's going on, Aquarius? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic month so far. So for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just the greatest, Aquarius, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Harris Up has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. So, you know what, Aquarius, it's funny that I would bring this up with you, Innovator, that I think instead of the planetary energy spread, because that's the spread I'm doing, is a planetary energy spread. But I'm debating between either calling it that or the Celestial News Monthly. Oh, I might switch it up to that, Aquarius. We'll see. Look at what you've sparked already. We haven't even gotten started. But where are we at? Oh, yeah, I'm doing a planetary energy spread or Celestial News Monthly. We'll see. But whenever the sun moves to a new sign, we're going to talk about where the planets are at and how we can work with the energies. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave all the shenanigans and behind the scenes with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? But with all that let's just get into it. I'm blaming Mercury retrograde. It's fine. Because guess what? Your space has been cleansed. Crystals. Feeling lovely. That's even something I've been thinking about too. You're just getting all the tea. Just great energy all around here, Aquarius. So, Aquarius, before we, if you can see here, I have zodiac signs, and this is where each of the planets are in, and we're going to get an oracle card for each of the energies, and then I'll pull some tarot for some details. And these two here, Aries and Scorpio, this is going to be for the eclipse energy. But before we jump into this thing, this is just so you all know, these readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? And then the decks that I'm working with, I'll include links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested there, Aquarius. But let's talk about the big old birthday bash that Taurus is throwing, because you got the Sun, Mercury, Jupiter's going to be entering there towards the end of May, or like the middle of May, and then Uranus has been just having a wild party for the last few years. But the Sun entering Taurus. The Sun entered Taurus on the 20th and will be there through the 20th of May. And with this energy, this really invites us to slow down and really kind of stabilize. Taurus is a sign of security, and really they're really a sign of like the senses, like our five senses. I feel like I was just thinking about this, when they say like Taurus is sensual energy, it's like, yeah, but that can get a little misconstrued, I feel. I think they're more of a, really kind of indulging in the moment and really being just, because I feel like when you're really in touch with all five of your senses, that's just like a moment of presence that is just unreal. You're just blissed out, and that's what this energy is about, And this is a great time too, Aquarius, thinking about this energy, Taurus being very earth energy. Getting in touch with nature, whether that be maybe doing some literal gardening, or maybe going for a hike, going camping, going by the river, maybe going kayaking, whatever that looks like. But just getting out and just like, and while you're out in this stuff, just appreciate just like the melody of the birds singing, if we live by water, the waves crashing, even just the wind, just like little things like that. What's the temperature like? Just really be very present during this time, Aquarius, which we're gonna need it because let's talk about Mercury. Because Mercury entered in Taurus on the 3rd of April and will be there through the 11th of June. Why so long? Because it's retrograde time. And with the retrograde actually happened yesterday, the day before this drop, but it'll be going on from the 21st of April through the 14th of May. And just like when you just talk about Mercury retrograde as just in general, retrogrades are really not a bad energy. They're really a great time to do some reflecting and really kind of slow down and process where you're at on this journey. In Mercury retrograde, you may notice, consider it's a planet that rules over communication, technology, short-term travels, things like that. You may notice just like this may affect all of those areas. You know, like your communication might get a little weird, you know, technology might act a little wonky, just something to pay attention to. But more specifically with Mercury retrograding in Taurus, because Taurus is a sign of security, finances, you know, the senses, material wealth, things of that nature, it may affect our judgment and interactions in those areas. So really just taking a moment, it's not like you can't plan during this time, but we just want to be extra mindful, and something to be aware of too, because of that financial aspect. Just I've been telling people, if we've been doing any sort of like online purchases, if you don't already have this, creating just like a receipts folder and just putting, I feel like putting those files just in there just to have on hand. Or if we do any sort of like big purchases, you know, just keeping those receipts all in one place. Not that I really am feeling like, you know, craziness is going to happen per se, but I just feel like it's one of those things. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. That's very Taurus energy, I feel. And then also, once Mercury goes direct, you know, this is going to, the energy, because Mercury in Taurus is, you know, Mercury is a fast moving planet, you know, after the moon is one of the fastest, this fastest moving, like, you know, celestial body. But with it being in, you know, kind of Taurus, which is a little slower, this is nice because this adds a more kind of steady, patient, and realistic mind. You know, it really kind of helps us get into like a pragmatic state. And whatever we set our goals, you know, our minds to, you know, we're going to persevere and really be diligent, you know, so really work with this Mercury energy, especially when it comes to like the self-improvement, you know, the learning of things and ways we can invest in stuff, because right after Mercury goes direct, a couple days later, Jupiter is going to be entering into Taurus on the 16th of May, and Jupiter spends in the sign for about 12 to 13 months. So in Jupiter will be in Taurus till like the end, like the 25th of May 2024. But Jupiter being a planet of expansion, higher learning, spirituality, abundance, this is a great time to think about that long-term growth, you know, not just for like, you know, we can get like, you know, mad growth right now, but this is more so by, you know, really planting some seeds. You know, Jupiter in Taurus is like, you know, you're growing a garden, you know, and we're thinking about, you know, what kind of seeds do we want to invest in, you know, what areas do we want to grow and really get this security down packed, and, you know, in whatever area we want to, whether this financial security, emotional security, spiritual security, whatever that's looking like, physical, you know, health security. This is a great time for that. And, you know, every time that we really work on this growth, Jupiter pays just, abundantly. So work with this energy, because that's really going to help us set up. And, you know, while the last little party animal, Uranus in Taurus, one of your rulers, yeah, looking at you, causing mischief. No, if anything, you're bringing about change, because that's what Uranus energy does. Uranus comes through and removes any sort of outdated things. You know, if this is no longer serving a purpose, if it's not practical anymore, if it's just it's run its course, then we got to make way for new. You know, we're like we were talking about, we're tending to a garden, and if we got weeds and things that are growing, we got to pick out the weeds and make space for new stuff and see what new growth is coming through. Because when Uranus stays in the sign for about 7-ish years or so, and I mean, look at what's happened over the last few, we've gone from the increase with people working from home to, I mean, even like how the work weeks are kind of changing out, and you know, with all this bank stuff. And I mean, really now with Pluto moving into your sign, Aquarius, you know, things are just getting started. Things are really, I feel, are going to start heating up here, you know, over this next month or so. So just be mindful. And that's not to get you in a panic state. That's to get you pumped and get ready to seize the opportunities that are coming your way. But Uranus is going to be in Taurus until July 7th of 2025. So we still got a few years with that. And I really do feel like with these changes, things are, you know, Uranus is starting to ramp up a little bit. So just be mindful. But let's see how we can work with this energy. And that's exactly how you can do it, Aquarius. 8th card of Capricorn's here. You got the library card. Let's go do some research. Let's go kick it. And with the library card, this is a card of knowledge, learning, history, information, research, books, pastime, archives, hidden documents, search, secrets, looking beneath the surface, author, reading, and writing. And I mean, this is this is the age that we're in. We're in a time of learning and of great knowledge, of sharing information, of just like, this is a time, really, take these really the next year, Aquarius, to really think about, up until I feel like, because Pluto, I feel like is going to, because Pluto's we're going to talk about it a little bit. Or we actually, you know what? We're going to talk about that, and actually we may talk about that next, Aquarius. But just with where I feel like Pluto's getting ready to line up and things, this is a great time for you to kind of really look beneath the surface, find any sort of like hidden abilities, or even any sort of existing abilities that we want to refine, want to learn, or any areas that you want to just feel stronger in. Maybe you want to pick up another language, maybe you want to learn about investments, maybe you want to make more time for like hobbies, maybe you want to learn how to do some woodwork, or this is great time for that too. It's not even just thinking about career stuff. This is just thinking about ways to get you more in balance, to feel like you're at your highest vibration, and really embrace this change. And I really feel like too, Aquarius, that your sign is your sign is a really intelligent sign. And I feel like that, just thinking with the author, the reading, the writing, if some of us have like information, if we have any sort of expertise or anything along those lines, maybe thinking about sharing that type of stuff. Maybe you're thinking about writing a book. Maybe we start a blog. Maybe we post up on YouTube, or any sort of social, or some sort of platform, something. But if you have, this is an innovative time for you, Aquarius. Utilize your abilities to your advantage. This is a time for, if you're learning through something, what better way to learn it than to maybe write like some stuff about it while you're learning it. You can be, you know what I mean, Aquarius? I hope that makes sense. But this is a time to really kind of grow, really like, what do you want to learn and what do you want to research? But let's get some tarot on that. All right, Aquarius, let's see what we got here. See what we got from the library. All right, let's see. I love it. Fantastic. So you got the Six of Cups upright. And then we have the Sun, the Ten of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles, and those are in reverse. But that's fine, because we're going to do some research about what we can do to get to this Ten of Cups. What would make you happy? This is even just like more so even knowledge about like, just getting general knowledge. This is a great time to really get information on yourself, to really learn who you are, what you want, and what would really make you happy. Like Aquarius, and really start thinking about this stuff. Because when we think about like Six of Pentacles, Moon in Taurus, when we think about Six of Pentacles, this is when we're thinking about like life, like where we're giving our energies. If we're noticing that we're giving our energies to things that aren't raising our vibrations, and I don't mean like, let's say if this is for like a job, for example, I feel like that's the easiest one. If we've noticed that something hasn't been working, like we've been feeling maybe really drained, or been feeling unfulfilled, been feeling depressed, because it's different than just like you've had like a hard day at work and you're just tired. But I mean, this is like a sapping of the energy type of tired. It's just like, even on like slow days, it's just like before the sun rises, when you're waking up, this is just like I got to do this again. And if in any area, if we feel any sort of like like maybe like the body sore, or like I didn't get any sleep, anything along those lines, Aquarius, this is a time to really find out how we're utilizing our energies, where we're pouring that stuff in, and start getting some balance, start really bringing some more sunshine in our life, bringing some more happiness into our realm, creating some newer memories, because especially just even thinking with this energy, if we haven't been feeling fulfilled or happy or anything along those lines, this is a time to, Six of Cups can be a card of, reflection, because it's a card of nostalgia. And we can reflect on really just like, especially if we've been feeling in this place, look at everything that's happened up until now and what has got you into this point right here. You know, we gotta, especially when we're thinking about this eclipse energy, just thinking with this sun in Scorpio, because there's going to be, this is a time to really ask yourself, you know, what is preventing this happiness, and really sit down with this Aquarius, you know, write this stuff down, however this is processed. If we got to go for a walk or thinking about this, whatever. But we got to figure out how we can create newer memories, you know, greater experiences, because this is just temporary. If you've been, and this is not something that, don't feel like pressured or anything if you don't have this figured out right now. This period of time here, especially with this eclipse energy and thing, this is the time to sit down, especially with Taurus energy, to slow down and map this stuff out right now. So by the time, you know, really we start getting cranked up for, I feel like when Pluto really enters your sign, goes direct and start entering your sign next year, we can really bring that change. And it's not to say that you're not going to find your happiness before Pluto enters Aquarius, but it's just like, this is really a time for patience right now, and to really evaluate where things are at, Aquarius. Work with this Taurus energy. Really, the energies are trying to set us up for success here, but it's just seeing that. And I also just feel like, if last thing with this Six of Cups, you know, this can be a card for me of sharing as well, like, you know, like just like if we've been feeling this, like where our sun's been in reverse, you know, if we've been having trouble struggling with those deep questions, sometimes bouncing this stuff off of another person, you know, that can be something too. Don't be afraid to let some of these hidden fears and secrets and stuff, don't let that stuff make you feel any kind of way. You know, this is that's how we heal it. We got the nice thing about when the sun pops up in reverse for me, because Capricorn got the sun in reverse too. But the nice thing I feel like about this, when that happens, that gives us an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to look for the sun, to look for this happiness, you know, that just means that it's there. We just have to, it's a discovery now, you know, it's not that you don't have it, you know, we just got to find it. That's all, Aquarius. More? All right, I'm with that. Yeah, these are, and really, Aquarius, if that's resonating with you, it may not feel like it at this time, but you're really in a great place, because now you're asking yourself these bigger questions, and that's what tarot is all about. It's sparking those, like, what does that look like? And how do we create that? Because just thinking with the Ten of Cups is Mars and Pisces is really creative energy, very loving energy. They go after what they love, and this is even just thinking with the Moon in Taurus. That's a very intuitive sign, or very intuitive energy as well. You know, really being in touch with like your whole senses. You know, the Moon is in touch with like emotions. They rule over Cancer. And then with Taurus, with the tactile senses, really tune into this stuff and connect with you and ask yourself, learn your energies, Aquarius. This is a phenomenal time, because you really are a brilliant sign, and you have the way that you can cook up and manifest sunshine. Look out. That's what Pluto in Aquarius is doing. You know what? We're going to talk about that. We're going to switch gears. You know what? And so I do your timestamps right. Let me actually switch gears a little bit, because now you're my last one of the day, or last one of this spread. So we can switch things up a little bit, just because that's how you do it. Pluto in Aquarius. Enough chit chat. Pluto in Aquarius. That's been getting ridiculous each time. Okay, for real. Pluto in Aquarius, Pluto's going to be going retrograde in your sign on the 1st of May through the 11th of June, and then we'll retrograde into Capricorn for the rest of the year, which I went to look it up. It's going to be, I want to say it moves on the 21st of January, which I want to say is when Aquarius season starts. So it's just like, that's why I really feel like that this Pluto's getting ready to set you up for your energy to shine for like the next couple of decades. So this is like, brace yourself. But while Pluto is in Aquarius, Pluto is a planet of transformation. Actually, we're going to talk about that next. Pluto is a planet of transformation, and they rule over Scorpio. And Scorpio they deal with that. They bring up all of these, you know, any sort of repressed feelings and any kind of healing. Because sometimes too, what prevents us from getting to this happiness and things, it's just like there might be some stuff that we need to heal, Aquarius. But that's just more on a personal level. Pluto is very transformative energy, and this might bring out some it might bring out just a little things, you know, not anything. I feel like, you know, don't panic or anything, but more so the when we talk about the outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, you're really going to notice this thing on a global level, you know, global changes. Things, when we talk about retrogrades are going to bring stuff to light. You know, it's a time to reflect, and Pluto in reflection mode, they're going to be, so you think the changes are crazy now, you know, and again, this is a get us pumped, you know, because with all of these foundations, you know, crumbling and things, this is a time for you, Aquarius. You can bring in some sunshine. You can bring in 10 of Cups for yourself and for others, because yours really is a sign of the soul tribe, of the collective. You know, it's brilliant what change your energy can bring, because the last time Pluto did some stuff like this, the American Constitution was ratified, the French Revolution was going on, Industrial Revolution, and that's before Pluto was even discovered. And look, they even tried to make Pluto a dwarf planet. Pluto don't care. Pluto's gonna come, like, fine, call me whatever, but don't forget that I'm coming here to reform, to change. So that's, and really, with how Uranus is your ruler, Aquarius, I mean, one of your rulers, I mean, this is going to be really an ideal time for you. But let's see why. And let's see how we can work with that energy, because, oh, yeah, I'm with it. Let's see. Love it. Let's make a declaration. I'm with it. Absolutely. 7. You got the 7th card of Leo's here, which is the declaration card. And this is a card of defiance, reclaiming power, sovereignty, contract, resolve, expressing truth, manifesto, self-rule, liberty or death, rules of the game, protesting and challenging the status quo. If that's not Aquarius energy all day, that's what I'm talking about, because the rules of the game are changing, Aquarius. And so how do you want to play? That's the nice thing right now. You know, it really is. This is the time to challenge, you know, like conventional ways of doing things. This is a time of unorthodox is going to reign supreme. This is a great time of thinking outside of the box, working with your energies. Don't restrict yourself. You know, come into your confidence, that sovereignty, and express your truth. Let that sunlight shine, you know, because that might be something too with this sunlight here. Maybe some of you got some great ideas, something that could really inspire others, that can really not only inspire you, but yeah, really I feel like, yeah, like just declaration, you know, we the people, because that's you, Aquarius, we the people. You can be because Leo, just thinking with this, they're your opposite sign. They're ruled by the sun, and the sun is not afraid to shine, Aquarius. So I really feel like that whatever it is that you want to do in life, don't be afraid to shine, and just whatever that looks like, you know. But this is a time, I really feel like, reclaiming your power if you haven't been feeling at your best, you know, and figuring out what just ask yourself, what does that look like, and what steps can we take to get that? Because even if we're feeling stuck right now, you can get unstuck because you've done it time and time and again. That's how we're here. If you were still stuck, if you couldn't overcome things, we wouldn't be right here talking right now. You've still been stuck in the past. I'd have still been stuck in the past, but we grow. It's all nothing but cycles. But let's get some tarot on this, because we're about to, let's go in. Let's get see. Hold on. Okay. See what else we got. Love it. Abundance. Yes. So you got Ace of Pentacles, Temperance, and Four of Pentacles upright. And then we got the Nine of Wands in reverse. And you know, with this Nine of Wands in reverse, when we're journeying towards this, because that's dope. 10 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, or excuse me, 10 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, the Sun. You know, when we're trying to get towards this stuff here, and you know, we're trying to figure out how we can create our destiny, what does that path look like, you know, asking all of these questions, what's holding us back, that wears us down, you know, that can get us to a place where we start doubting our abilities. It's like, can I really persevere? Like, can I, you know, and listen, this is the moon in Sagittarius here. You got Sagittarius's card, but the moon in Sagittarius, you know, this is sometimes Sagittarius is very optimistic energy. You know, they got just, they're ruled by Jupiter. And there are going to be some times where on this journey, even when we're working towards our 10 of cups, our sun, all of that, we're going to feel challenged, even our optimism, you know, where our head's at. But that's going to be really important, Aquarius, for the duration of your journey, but especially, I just feel like really through the end of the year. But even if that's too long, I'll give me at least to the eclipse, Aquarius. Meet me halfway at least. But it's where your mindset is at. You know, if we get into a place where we don't feel, if we don't feel abundant, no, because I love that. If you get, okay, let me, look what was hiding behind your abundance. Options. That was freaking sick, Aquarius. So know that there are things cooking up, Aquarius, but we just got to figure out what you want to do. We got to find things that harmonize with us, that get us in balance, because that's what the Temperance card is about. And the Temperance card too is learning about, when we're talking about Six of Pentacles, those things that don't harmonize with us, if we're not feeling that the energies that give and take, or that it's not fueling us, it's taking those lessons and instilling that into wisdom so that we can maintain that balance. Create this, take all these lessons and manifest new opportunities for ourselves. Manifest Ace of Pentacles. Because Ace of Pentacles is like, this stuff is all around us, Aquarius, but we have to see it for what it is. We got to see what options we have and ask ourselves what it is that you want to do. Do you want to, what options you got here? You want to build castles, charm snakes, do something with makeups, matters of the heart, gems. It's, I mean, the nice thing is Ace of Pentacles don't care what you want. It's just whatever abundance looks like for you. All Ace of Pentacles wants you to do is manifest it, not to keep that stuff bottled up, Aquarius, you know, because really, you know, the Four of Pentacles, I also been feeling like with this card as of late, it's just like if we've been thinking, or if we've just been having any sort of ideas or anything along those lines, you know, don't sit on gold, Aquarius. Let that stuff, you know, don't keep that bottled up in your head, you know, or, you know, keep it where you're just like, you have all these ideas, but you've been wondering why there's no abundance. Let's get this stuff manifest. And if, you know, and here's the thing, if the idea that you're having doesn't make sense for you, write it down anyway, because maybe yours being a sign of networking, maybe you'll meet someone who can work with these energies, who will know how to manifest. You might have a discussion one day, you might be talking about something, you'll be reminded about that thing. Next thing you know, you got either like a friend to do partner, or it'd be like a business partner, maybe we sort of like a group, a band, or whatever it looks like, Aquarius. But be careful when we tell ourselves, you know, if we don't know, like, well, happiness, like, I'll never be happy, I'll never find abundance, because what we tell ourselves, it translates to reality. And you being an air sign in particular, your thoughts are powerful, and thoughts become things. So we want to take that inventive mind, and we want to manifest abundance. We want to manifest brilliance. We want you to make a declaration there. All right? I'm with it. You're coming out strong, Aquarius, believe it or not. You know, let's keep it moving. Because let's talk about this, you know, while we're going through these changes and things, let's talk about, you know, the Scorpio energy. Because there's going to be a full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio on the 5th of May. And with this energy, Scorpio energy is known as the most intense zodiac sign. And where, yes, I feel like Scorpio, they only can come across as intense. Maybe if it's more so that I feel like it's intense when we resist the change, because theirs is a sign of transformation, you know, of rebirth. But when we work with the energies, you know, we embrace, we ask these questions and we start working towards that happiness and start making those adjustments, then it becomes less intense and more of a cathartic experience, one of release, one of growth, because that's what Scorpio energy is meant to do. It's meant to bring up those repressed feelings, and this may be something you notice during this eclipse, Aquarius, is that there may be some things that, some past things, just even with the Six of Cups, that may come up for, that may be a little painful, you know, that might bring up some trauma, maybe even with the Six of Cups, maybe just because it's kind of got some childlike energy here, maybe there's some childhood healing that's done. Even the Sun is very youthful energy, so some stuff to think about. But know that this energy isn't just doing this, Aquarius, to just keep you down. Remember that this is meant to help you grow, to turn pain into power, to turn trauma into triumph. So work with this energy, and you're going to notice, you know, as well, that your psychic awareness is going to become heightened over these next months. You know, they see we're in a state of just like really of amazing growth. So really, Aquarius, any sort of self-improvement, working towards your happiness, all of that is going to be super beneficial for you always, but really during this, I feel like just the next year. So let's get an oracle on that. Okay. Love it. You got the second card of Capricorns here, which is the Balloons card. And with the Balloons card, I don't think I got this one yet, so look at you, Aquarius. You got this is a card of fun, freedom, high vibe, relief, rising up, wow, Scorpion energy, ascension. What this is trying to do: aspiration, success, joyful, higher perspectives, cheerful, attaining goals, stress-free, independence, and let it go. And you know what, Aquarius? If you have been in a place of just like stress and just things that have been keeping you in a low vibration, let's have some fun. You know, Six of Cups can be a card of doing, you know, taking leisurely things, you know, like incorporate, because look at these children, they're out having fun here. And we don't want to be in a place, because, you know, there's a wiser person over here, a more mature person, and we don't want to get to a place where we remember where things used to be fun. We don't, you can have fun right now, even if you're not feeling well, you know, just give it a try, because sometimes we can get in this place, especially if we've been kind of like stuck in a situation for a while where, you know, maybe an opportunity comes up for you to like get out, or, you know, whatever. And it's just like, oh, I don't want to have fun. Like, I'm miserable right now. Well, do you want to stay in that, or do we want to breathe in some higher vibrations? Because that's what we're going to need to do, Aquarius. And not even just in like your actions, but like I was saying, in your thoughts. Let's think from a higher perspective, especially if we feel like stuck in a situation. It's just like, we can see this, sure, you can see it looked at something as maybe you've been locked down, that you're restricted, that you'll never find this thing, or you can look at it as, okay, I have all this space to fill, you know, like because this can be like a card of savings, the Four of Pentacles, and it's just like, okay, I got all this energy in the bank, you know, all this, there's potential to shine some sunlight on my life. How can I do that? Where is this Ace of Pentacles? How can I find this thing? You know, but we got to look for this stuff and be in that energy of rising up, of ascension, and try to do things that keep you calm and keep you. You know what I mean? You know, in these situations that are going down, you'll eventually, because it's just thinking with that let it go, it's going to take some time to see, you know, especially if we've been feeling, maybe kind of been doing some healing maybe, but you'll be able to let this go with time, you know, and with every cycle, it's going to get easier and easier and easier. So don't think that you're going to be carrying this weight, you know, around, or this confusion, or, you know, that's whatever this is. But let's get some, because sometimes really, I feel like just getting yourself out, having some fun, just something, and it doesn't have to be anything extravagant, just like maybe hanging out with friends, or just anything that raises your vibration, doing something creative. Maybe you're blowing up balloons, making balloon animals. I don't know your life, Aquarius, but you know what you like, so let's do that. let's get some tarot on this, Aquarius. Hold on. But really, that's going to lead you to your success. It's going to get you where your energy, where you want to, you know, where we get back to persevering again, and It's amazing. And it takes time. And, you know, if you've been feeling like sad or anything along those lines, you know, I remember a buddy, he would put like positive affirmations and like uplifting things on his bathroom mirror, and I was just like sick, you know. And I've made it a point to read them too every now and then, because I mean it is, when it's in your face all the time and those kind of thoughts keep pouring in, it affects it. That's how we 10 of Pentacles. But in order to get to that 10 of Pentacles, we need a 9 of Pentacles first. This balloons card is very 9 of Pentacles. I love it. Or excuse me, yeah, not 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups. But you got, I'm with that. So you have the Ace of Cups in reverse here, and then we have the King of Swords upright. And Aquarius, I really do feel like that with this Ace of Cups being in reverse, if we just do some things that just feel good for, because you see this card here, appropriate, we're in Taurus season, you got this card, because these streams that are pouring out of this cup here are your senses. You know, they represent each of the 5 senses. And the dove that's diving in is your 6th sense, you know, your higher self. And I feel like if you've just been feeling out of whack anywhere, working on these things, and when you start filling up your cups and doing this healing, having some fun, getting yourself in a high vibratory thoughts, higher thinking from a higher perspective, focusing on your aspirations and how successful you've been. Because think about your growth, even in all of this stuff. You know, they take moments and mark these chapters. Look at how you've become a king. Look how wise you've come. But in order for us to gain that wisdom, Aquarius, we have to start taking these signals that we're getting from our bodies, you know, from these feelings, these whatevers, however this has been manifesting, and put that into practice. That's where the real wisdom happens. Otherwise, we're in the library just for knowledge sake. You know, you just know a whole bunch. And that's another thing too, Aquarius, just as I'm saying that, just thinking with that, like, again, if we have any sort of ideas or anything along those lines, for business or just for growth, you know, it's one thing to just be learning stuff for learning's sake, but eventually we have to put some of the stuff we learn into practice in order, because it's like, okay, if we learn, like, let's say, for example, a language, it's one thing to know Spanish. Let's say, for example, we're learning Spanish, but to really solidify that, we have to get out and practice. We have to converse with others, you know, immerse yourself in the culture, you know, watch other things, you know, take that, you know what I hope that's making sense. But it's the same thing with fun. It's one thing to know that you need to have fun, but it's a whole other thing to start carving out time for yourself to you know, to bring some sunshine, to get some 10 of Cups here. So just something to think about, Aquarius. More? All right. Let's see what else we got here. All right. Yes, let's see if we're still going in order. Yeah, we're gonna do, yeah. Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna keep it. I think we're gonna keep it like that. So let's talk about the Aries energy next, because with this was a hybrid solar eclipse, went down in Aries on the 20th of April. And when you think about these eclipses, you know, eclipses bring about endings, but they bring about new beginnings, Ace of Pentacles. But with this eclipse, this one is really, you know, was really special because this hybrid eclipse is like appears as a total solar eclipse and an annular eclipse, which only happens like once a decade. And considering where this eclipse happened, because it was the second new moon in Aries. And when you think about, you're about to get a astrology lesson. In a zodiac sign, there are 30 degrees, and they go from 0 to 29. And this eclipse happened on the 29th degree of Aries. And the 29th degree is also known as the anaretic degree, and it represents the end of a karmic cycle. So imagine the emperor at his highest vibration. That's what this energy is asking you, you know, to discover what does your authentic self look like? What is your destiny? What does Aquarius look like at their highest vibration? And then apply that, you know, start working towards this stuff, start thinking about these things. And that's where this really is a great time for really coming into your energy, especially if we feel like maybe that we missed out on an opportunity. Think of this almost like this eclipse is like a second chance. You know, you're getting like another opportunity to really rise up to the occasion and to really own your growth. But let's Let's get an oracle on this, Aquarius. I love it. Look at how you're syncing up with the energies here. You got the 9th card of Aries, which is the Shield card. And this is a card of defensive, block, support, safeguard. Oh, wait. Defensive, protect, support, safeguard, block. Let me get my reading glasses on. Guardian, stand up for, being prepared, heroic, stronghold, security, ward off unwanted energies, be on guard, and withstand. And Aquarius, just thinking with that be on guard, and I feel like that I don't feel like that you need to necessarily what I will say with that is just be mindful of the energies that are around you, of situations and of people. And if they're lowering your vibration, how do we fix that? Do we need to say, if these are people, do we need to set up boundaries? How just making sure that you are being mindful of just your happiness and your state of mind, just that, and keeping your energies just cool, calm, collected, and brilliant, But I also, this is really a good time for you. I feel like just that being prepared and heroic. This is a time to I feel like you're coming into a heroic time, where you can be almost like, and I mean, you probably are. You're the hero of your own story, but I feel like you're getting ready to come through for yourself in a way that I really feel like could potentially impress you. But I'm almost am getting with this, Aquarius. It's just like not even just like be mindful of other people. Be mindful of what we're telling ourselves as well. Protect ourselves from any sort of negative self-talk or anything, any sort of, self-deprecating behaviors, anything along those lines. This is a time to really get your security down, and get your defenses up. Because, and really hone these skills at these times, because you're really getting ready to... You're coming into something here, and it's and I feel like this is all going to make sense down the line, but it's just like, right now this is like we're in the planning stages right now. We're really building this stronghold here, making this knight is coming into form. And look at you, just to show you how epic, because I was like, this is something really epic, like big energies coming up here. They're with these cards. Each of them go 1 through 9. So you got the last card of Aries with that eclipse happening on the last degree of Aries. So you see how things are, and I know that may be kind of small, but this is like those little energies, Aquarius. Those are little hints like, hey, we're on the right track here. It's just like, trusting that intuition and following, where is this journey trying to lead you? But let's get a little bit more on this. Because really, Aquarius, just like, I mean, come on, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, that's really just kind of, I'm just like, and they're sitting right next to each other, but that really just kind of dawned on me there. It's, really, just be mindful of just like, even like when we're talking about the senses. Because what can affect your happiness and things along those lines if our environment isn't conducive to our growth as well? I'm thinking like if we're around a lot of like loud sounds, for example, or, just like if there's just disharmony in the home in general, or if we need to maybe rearrange some things possibly, or just like how is your space looking, just thinking from all of this stuff, are there a lot of strong smells in there, like maybe bringing in more incense or just more like maybe essential oils or something along those lines. But just doing any little thing, just to keep your senses cool and keep things calm, I really feel like is going to help you see the abundance here. Let's get some more on this. Yeah, I like that. Huh, how Mercury retrograde in Taurus. You got the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. And really, Aquarius, if we've been, take this retrograde time, if we've been feeling that we just been kind of down in the dumps, or that we haven't been feeling like things have been going our way, because it would, because the 5 of Pentacles, that can be a tough card. It can feel like that we're just like that we're like it's that question of like, are we on the right path? And it's just like, if we've been feeling that we're not sure, like been feeling like this lack of security, or just that we were not able to, we got. Mercury in Taurus is like we were talking about, is a very practical, it's a very realistic placement, for Mercury to be in. And that's really, I feel like this 5 of Pentacles, in order to get, if we've been feeling this sense of lack, or that we've been, or just like things haven't been going our way. Maybe it's just been a lot of misses, or just it seems like the universe is just like, there's Ace of Pentacles all around. You know what I mean. We really have to sit down, and I really feel like with this retrograde time, and just because that's something to reflect, and really you got to be honest with yourself. What is it that's affecting you? And then if there's whatever that change looks like, then we got to make that change. But it's, don't let this be to, just when we think about Taurus energy, we can get kind of, we can get a little stubborn sometimes, Aquarius, especially with this energy going on right now. That's another thing with Mercury retrograde. Bullheadedness is something that can be a potential problem. So if we're just seeing that that's something we're resisting, or we're having trouble changing an opinion, or whatever that is, we got to get eyes on this, because otherwise we're just going to keep staying in this place of lack, where we just, so, all right, big questions here, Aquarius, but don't let that get you in a place where it's like, whatever that answer is, know that it's going to get you in a good place in the long run. And it may not feel like it, it may not make sense, but I feel like that when we, whatever this is, if we, when we're figuring out this thing that might be lowering our vibration or whatever, just embrace the change, because again, otherwise it's going to, the transformation is going to feel intense. It's going to be tough, so. All right, let's get on to Venus and Gemini, because Venus entered Gemini on the 11th of April and will be there through the 6th of May. And this is a pretty cool placement for Venus, because this gives Venus a more kind of lighthearted and cerebral type of approach to things. Venus rules over love, beauty, art, finances. And when you think about all of this stuff, it's a great time for socializing, whether that be, because when you think about Gemini energies very much, they're communicative, they're very fun, very witty. So this is a great time if we want to do any sort of like networking, mingling, what better way, maybe discuss with some options with some people. But this is like Venus in like, or like because Venus is represented by the Empress. This is like the Empress in her socialite energy. But because, Venus rules over, one of the signs she rules over is Taurus. When we're thinking about investments and things, because Taurus is, they're a sign of investment, security. This is a great time to think about investing in our knowledge, that library card, investing in ways that we can grow, because, there's This is the time. This really is the energy to really, you know, for expansion, for learning. This is, you know, the energies are really trying to set us up to achieve just greatness, to get all this, Aquarius. But, you know, we gotta, and this is something where you don't even have to buy stuff. Again, this is, you can go on YouTube. There's a, you know, we may have to do a little research, maybe in the library or maybe on just the internet in general, but you know, don't limit yourself on, you know, the resources that are available out there to you. There are a lot of tools, a lot of free tools that we can do, or free ways that we can grow in order to get this abundance. So let's get an oracle on this. Yeah. All right, Aquarius. Love it. Look at how abundant you are. You got the first card of Taurus is here, which is the Emerald card. And with the Emerald card, I like this. This is a card of healing, fertility, eternity, reflection, humility, sexuality, rare, peace, soul restoration, growth, strong relationship, balance, free-flowing love, mature love, and heart chakra. And I do feel like for some of you, you know, like if we've been resonating with this, just like I feel like on on the happiness aspect, if we just been feeling just like we've been needing some love and just some healing, you know, this is, like I was saying, Taurus energy is very nurturing energy just because they're so attuned to the senses, you know. So this is really a time, if your heart chakra is feeling kind of hurt, or if we're feeling in any type of way, you know, heal this stuff. Take that time and focus on your soul restoration. I really like that, and bringing peace and zen to your life, you know, because that's where the expansion starts. You know, when we're able to heal, then we're able to get back up and start getting that abundance again. That's how the Empress gets her abundance. You know, when she's feeling out of whack, when she's not feeling Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Sun card, that means we got to sit down for a minute. We got to pause and like, yo, what is that? Where's the wrench in these gears, and how do we pull that out and start getting this healing happening again? But another thing with this, you know, really the time of reflection, and I was just thinking with like the fertility aspect of this, like how we were talking about Jupiter and Taurus being just like an open garden, you know, think of you, really, Aquarius, just with this energy. Think of you as your fertile land right now. This is like and you know what, as I said that, you know, if we're sidebar, if we're not thinking about having babies right now, let's be mindful, just because like Taurus, it's weird, you know, when they call Taurus sensual. I was just thinking about that earlier today, and I do feel like it's more so they're just more in tune with the five senses, with their sense, you know. But just something to be mindful of if we're not thinking about babies. But if we are, you know, have a little fun. Let's go buy some balloons while we're at it. But yeah, let's get some tarot on this, Aquarius. But I do feel that when we do focus, I'm just thinking with that mature love, I like that. That's something I feel like is going to form with time, you know, when you really just start focusing on this stuff here, and it's going to be really nice, Aquarius. Let's get some tarot on this. Alrighty, let's see what we have here. Oh, there's wifey. All right, I'm with it. And you know what? Okay, because you got the Queen of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, and then we got the Eight of Wands upright. And you know what? This is what this whole reading has been about. You know, this is asking yourself, you know, what if things haven't been feeling right? You know, Queen of Swords, this is Libra's card. This is about, I feel like, you know, about if we've been feeling like, or haven't been understanding why things haven't been going our way, if the sun has been feeling elusive, if our 10 of cups, if our dream has been kind of blurry, if we're not, this is a time to really tune in to yourself, ask yourself these questions, figure out where we can start growing, where we can start refining, where we can start healing. Because just even thinking with this is the sun in Virgo. And when you think of Virgo energy, they're very much, they're a sign of routines, a sign of health. And those are the big two that I'm thinking about, because we want to make, raising your vibration a routine, making that your habit, making you your habit. And I feel that when you start working on these things, you start asking yourself these questions and start figuring out how we can put in that work, things are going to, the epiphanies, the realizations are going to start coming to you, Aquarius, and they're going to start just like, I feel like, the Wand's energy is that inspiration, that sudden spark, that, right, oh my gosh, that idea, well, that's kind of getting it like, but, they incite that action, that call to action. So, really, take this time, do some reflection, all of that. Get yourself back in balance. Figure out, what does that future you look like, and don't, I really feel like, just even thinking with this swords energy here, Aquarius, King and Queen of Swords, they can, where swords energy is appropriate. Swords energy always has its place, when it comes to thinking and, but sometimes we can get too much in our heads and we can neglect the feelings, Aquarius. And the feelings are just as important as logic, because logic, just as people can be too emotional, listen, because I understand that. My sun sign's in Cancer, but we can also be too logical. We can also be too get too much in the head, and we start missing out on all of the signals. Every element can be unbalanced, and so when I say get in touch with your emotions and these feelings, this is not to say, because this might be an emotional time for you, asking yourself these questions and be doing all this stuff, but it's going to bring clarity and logic in the long run. It's going to be, we got to balance out the head and the heart sometimes, Alrighty. Now let's talk about, speaking of emotions, let's talk about Cancer. Because with Mars is in Cancer right now. And Mars entered Cancer, I want to say on the, it's been a minute. It's been there, I want to say at least since like the end of March. And then we'll be in there through the 19th of May. And with Mars in Cancer, this energy, in these next two, Aquarius, depending on where you're resonating with this is a great energy for asking ourselves what really resonates with us, what gives you, what speaks to your feelings, because it's a deeper question than, because I feel like that when we ask ourselves this question, the abundance is going to reveal itself to you, Aquarius, but when we think about Cancerian energy, we can't, like I was saying, I don't know if I mentioned this, Cancers, if it doesn't resonate with us, where you really want to, if you really want to gauge a Cancer's interest, just see how they act, see how they move. And if they're not getting out of, if they're not moving, they're not interested, but when they are, man, that's when the cardinal energy kicks in. That's when they're like, they take action, and we mean it, and we're going to nurture this thing to greatness. Talk about a sun, 10 of cups, but we got to listen to those questions. Sometimes we got to get out of our, it's a balance, it's taking those thoughts and figuring out how we feel about these energies. And then when we do, what conclusions do we come from this stuff? And then when we get that clarity, then we take action. We can use that Mars energy to fuel that drive to get, and again, it's whatever it is that you're looking for, if this is like a self-improvement, new job, whatever. great energy for thinking about this stuff, and then work with this to start fueling you. But the thing with Mars and Cancer on the lower vibration, and unbalanced Cancer, you know, we can be emotional. You can get caught up in the feelings and where things don't start making sense. And then you throw in Mars energy, which if unbalanced can be aggressive, overbearing, oppressive, and that combination is a hot mess. So we just want to be mindful of that. You know, we don't want to get into a place where we're in like a reactive stage. You know, we want to be proactive with these energies. And if something's got you feeling some kind of way, being with that, being present. What does that mean? Why am I feeling that? And that's something too, Aquarius. When you think about like this energy, you are not your feelings. So when we say like, oh, I'm not abundant, oh, I'm stressed, oh, I'm this, oh, I'm that, you are not any of those things. You're feeling those things. And those are meant to be indicators. Those are not meant to, again, they're signals to let you know like, hey, this got you, hey, anxiety is brewing up. What's going on? And you know what? If there isn't anything going on, it might have just been, what energy have you been in today? Were you just in a stressful environment? You know, whereas other people, because we pick up energies. Aquarius, take it from a water sign, you know, and that's another incentive to check your chart. If you've been feeling this stuff, sometimes these emotions aren't even ours. Sometimes this is just stuff we pick out being in the energies some days. But let's get an oracle on this. And yeah, really ask yourself that, Aquarius, now that actually had popped in my head. Are these things we're feeling? Is this stuff that we're actually feeling, or is this stuff that people might be putting on us? And not even, I feel like that they're doing this intentionally, but it's more so, you know, it's like when you're around, let's say, I remember I used to work in food and beverage, and there would be times when, you know, when it would get like really crazy busy, it's just like, man, there's so much energy that's going down. When I would get off work, it would take me hours to wind down from that, because it's just like you're so hyped. Your body is processing everything that went down there. It's just like, what the F is mine? Like, where did I get all of this? So remember that, and take some time and be with yourself sometimes, you know, even if we're in like a relationship, you know, that it's healthy, you know, to make sure that we have some space where we're growing, where we have times where, yes, we'll grow together and absolutely gonna raise that vibration to the roof, but other times I got to raise mine, you know, I got to catch up to you. You've been raising yours. I've been kind of stuck here. So let me, you know, oh, okay. I guess that's a signal to quit talking. Oh, absolutely. Let's quit talking and get manifesting. Let me shut up. Because you got the third card of Leo's here, which is the Inventor card. And with the Inventor card, this is what I'm talking about. Innovation, imagination, creative. Listen to this, Aquarius. This is all you. Gadgets, technology, groundbreaking developments. Okay to fail. Do it again and again. Inspired ideas, setting trends, mastermind, and modern era. Listen, every sign has a potential for innovation and imagination and whatnot. But I always talk about this when I talk with you and when I talk with Leo. It's different with you two. You in Aquarius, I remember, because I was just, and it's so funny, I was just talking with someone about this, I want to say either last night or this morning, about how brilliant, I mean, you all are, but not even in just like a learned sense, you know, because like I have a Gemini moon, and we have Gemini energy is just voracious, you know, we can learn a lot, and we do have a lot of natural intelligence, but I feel like when you compare Gemini, Libra, and even compared to Aquarius, it's just different. It's like you might come across something that's just like you just know stuff just cause. You know, it's insane. And I go to say that because when you really work on that mind, you should be one that's always learning something, always growing. And I mean, we all should be doing this, but like really set an example. Show people what happens when we really work with the energies that we have, with the gifts that we have. Because I'll tell you what, Sun in Aquarius, it's a blessed sign, because you would think Because funny enough, the sun is actually in detriment in your sign. The sun is at its weakest in your sign because it rules Leo. It's opposite your sign. But what that is that it's just, we may have to dig a little bit deeper to find that sunlight, but man, when you find it, it's going to be brilliant. And this is where I say, like, you manifesting, working on your imagination, being creative, and whatever that looks like for you, whether that's, just anything to keep your mind going, whether that's tinkering with gadgets, whether that's doing stuff on the internet, whether that's working in science or working in art or working in, I was just talking with someone not too long ago in Aquarius. Just a natural musician, and I don't really think that that's settled in yet. And even just thinking about all the Aquarius that I know, like there's always that something, and you all have a way that you set trends. You have a mastermind, and this is your era. Pluto being in Aquarius, Pluto is setting the stage for you all. What do you want to do? How does this look like? Shine bright. The sun is done being in detriment. This is time for you to come into your... Let me come down a little bit. Mars and Cancer. Wow, okay, I felt the heat too, Aquarius. Let me get some tea and let's get some tarot on that, because I just... know that I'm not coming at you because just to come at you. I do that because the potential drives me insane. It's what you all can do, and it doesn't. And listen, I'm not saying that you need to do this on like a global level or anything. I'm just saying just what you do in general. Even if you just start up a hobby, I think that you would be amazed at what a natural you are at it. And you may come up with an idea to either start something in your community, maybe start up something with friends, maybe change the world, Aquarius. But I feel like yours is a sign that really never limit yourself, like ever. I would never tell you to do anything, but if I could tell you to do one thing, never limit yourself, because your imagination, your thoughts are... You're an inventor. This is I know that says that's Leo's card, but that's you. That's you all day. All day, every day. And you know what? This is a time for you to do it again and again and again and again. Like really, the next 20 years going forward, get into that practice of... Hold on, hold on. Let's get you, because we're forming a mess here. What's happening? All right, so you got the Two of Wands in reverse here, and then you got the Ten of Swords upright. And with this with the Ten of Swords popping up, Aquarius, the Ten of Swords can be a card. This can be an intense card, of feeling at your lowest, of feeling maybe betrayed, maybe feeling we're really feeling at a low vibration. And the Ten of Swords, this is the sun in Gemini, and I bring that up to say Gemini is about duality. In whatever situation that we're in where we're feeling at this low right now, if that's something that's resonated with you, or if there's something that resonates in the future, Aquarius, this is, we're thinking long term here, that these situations are not, I really can't stress that enough, they're not meant to leave you in this place where you feel like that you're just meant to lie here with swords in your back, and that it's not going to get any better. Because just like how we've been talking about with cycles, the sun is on the horizon. You see, right now the sun is set. Whatever we're going through right now, it may feel like a darkness right now, but that's okay, because we're working towards that light. Because the nice thing is, the only thing, when we're at rock bottom, when we're at our lowest, all we can do is raise that vibration. That's all we can do is rise. We just got to get a game plan. And with this Two of Wands, you could we have the decisions that we're making here. We can either choose to stay in this situation, which, in this vibration, which you're in a judgment-free zone, Aquarius. I'm going to kick it with you, and whenever you're ready to move on from, start healing from this thing, I'm going to be right there with you. But it's like, do we want to stay in this place here, or do we want to get free? Do we want to see what opportunities are out there for you? Because this person has the world in their hand. They have the Ace of Pentacles. Here's your garden, Aquarius. Here's your Ace of Pentacles. What do you want to water it with? Love it. More. That was, I love that. That was actually, wow. I just got chills, Aquarius. And you know what? Saturn, let's talk about your other ruler, because Aquarius, you're one of the few signs too. Do you know how unique you are? It's you, Pisces, Scorpio, and somebody else, I think. You, Pisces, Scorpio, that might be it. That have two rulers. That's what I'm trying to get at. And yeah, I think that's it. And when we get about Saturn is going to be in Pisces. This is a great energy. Whatever it is, if we have any dreams that we want to realize, any sort of hobbies that we want to take up, literally whatever. Saturn in Pisces is about taking all of those thoughts, those dreams, those imaginations, to really tap into your inner inventor and bringing that stuff down to life, putting that stuff into action. Mars in Pisces, start creating stuff. Eight of Pentacles. Saturn is the planet of restrictions, limitations. He's the taskmaster. And which, that can seem a little intense, but he's the type that when you put in the work, when you work towards that growth, when we just grow, Saturn will give you Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, the Sun will reward you just as abundantly as Jupiter. It's just that we got to put in some work first. There's a growth that, there's an obstacle that's needing to overcome, where Jupiter wants us to learn just to grow and to become wiser. Saturn wants us to, it's different, but it can feel. And, I was telling Capricorn this, just because it's your ruler, in Aquarius, this is a conundrum with you, because you have this planet of revolution and the planet of restrictions as your rulers. So, your dreams, it's how do I even explain that? And maybe that's where we're at right now. It's just like we really might be kind of stuck in this place. And really, Aquarius, if you're having trouble with that, I'd say even like bouncing an idea, maybe hitting up a king. Maybe we need to, if we're feeling Queen of Swords, maybe we need to find a King of Swords, someone to get advice. Maybe this is a friend, maybe it's a family member, a mentor, someone. But really, Saturn is not trying to keep you stuck. Saturn wants you to take all of your dreams and make them come true. And Saturn's going to be in Pisces. Saturn stays in the sign for about 3 years at a time. So through 2025 of May, be getting this stuff cooking up, Aquarius. This really is your time to just do some great stuff. And then you think we got Neptune in Pisces. Neptune stays in the sign for about 14 years or so. And Neptune's at home in Pisces. She rules over Pisces. And she'll be there until 2025 as well. And this is why I really feel like coming into your abilities now, understanding who you are, because both these placements, these planets being in Pisces, is a great time for spirituality and really to coming into asking those deeper questions, connecting with higher self, future self, however, higher vibration, Aquarius, however that looks. And also, Neptune and Pisces, just Neptune is very just dreamy energy, but the low vibration of that, the problem or potential problem could be because the dreams can seem so fanciful, and that may be something that might be your thing, Aquarius. Maybe your dreams are so big we just don't know where to start, but the nice thing about that energy is when we just start somewhere, just jot this stuff down, jot down, vision board, whatever it is, as much as you can, and figure out what makes sense first. What can we get kicking off, because that's why Saturn's there, to help Neptune get some of this stuff out there, because she's sitting on gold. She dreams in Ace of Cups and Ace of Pentacles and sunshine. But we gotta be careful not getting lost in that. And if we've been feeling lost, something with that energy too, Neptune can deal with escapism and things. So we want to be mindful of overindulging and think, because Seven of Cups, that can get in that kind of realm too, getting in a place of of overindulgence, intoxication, things along those lines. So something to be mindful of there, Aquarius. But one more thing, this is a very compassionate energy, and I feel like really for the next few years up until 2025 and really going forward, you know, really who we vibe with, you know, what our soul tribe looks like, you know, are these people that keep us around raise our vibration, you know, are we expressing compassion and things along those lines, you know, are we just, you know, help promoting growth. So let's get an oracle on that there, Aquarius. Okay. What was? I'm sorry, Aquarius. I have your boat parked out on the dock there. Are you ready? You got the. And sorry. Oh, did I call it a boat? Forgive me. I have your yacht parked out. You have the 5th card of Gemini's, Aquarius, which is a yacht card. Look at you, baller. Ending on a strong note. Look at your stuff here, Aquarius. Libraries, declarations, balloons, emeralds. We got emeralds, we got yachts, and we got ideas. But this is a card of adventure, affluence, luxury, mobility, travel, great ease, smooth sailing, sophisticated, with the wind, self-indulgent, prosperity, comfort, wealth, over the top, and extravagant. And you know, I feel with this energy, if things haven't been feeling like life has been going with great ease, you know, things have been, because it's one thing to have hurdles along the way, because that's just, in order to have growth, there needs to be obstacles, you know, it's part of the balance. But if it's just been feeling like nothing but obstacles, you know, we really gotta get an understanding of that and figure out what it is, you know, what is it, you know, and ask why is it this thing keep happening, you know, because really, Aquarius, you know, the answers are they're all right here, you know, this inner knowledge. All we have to do is ask ourselves, you know, and the answers are right there. You know, maybe this is something, just you being an air sign, you know, like I was saying, my moon's in Gemini. I'm a big fan of journaling, and just because sometimes, you know, just getting that, especially if you have like an air sign in like your sun sign, moon, rising, you know, just like in a personal placement, you know, it can be to like, you know, overactive energy. You know, we have like a lot of thoughts, you know, when you get air energy into the mix, especially if you have a lot of air. So that's some way to kind of help you go, you know, to get that air moving again, you know, because maybe it's just like, because here's the thing, Aquarius, you know, if we stay in this place where we're just stagnant for too long, you know what happens when the air's not moving, if we haven't allowed things to circulate, it's just, it gets stuffy and it gets suffocating, and then we get into the state, we get reactive, and, you know, it becomes a whole mess. So this could be something, maybe some of you, maybe going on for an adventure, going on a travel. And I don't feel like this has to be anything that breaks the bank, Aquarius. You know, if you can go on a long distance something, take a sabbatical, go on an Empress retreat. Or just getting outside more, making it a point to just maybe getting outside, you know, maybe even if we do go outside, maybe switching up our routes, maybe, you know, if we've been kind of stuck, because sometimes if we get comfortable on the same path, you know, we got to change things up to kind of keep the energies changing up. So, but let's get a tarot on that, because really this energy feels like, I mean, just seriously, especially with Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, you know, Ten of Cups, Sun, there's happiness. I feel like it's on the horizon, but we just got to figure out where adjustments need to be made. Okay. All right, Aquarius. All right, let's see what we got here. Interesting. Hey, what's good, Queen of Pentacles? So we got 4 of Cups in reverse here, and then we got the Queen of Pentacles upright. And then let's switch back over. Because listen here, Queen of Pentacles, you are abundant. You are resourceful. It's just, if life hasn't been doing it for us, you know, if things haven't been feeling, you hear all those horns out there, if things haven't been feeling harmonious, or just like that you're just like not interested, or things like, or just been like frustrated, or just like, or maybe this is something too, you know, maybe like this, like the Four of Cups. It's the Four of Cups is interesting energy, because this could be too maybe where there have been signs for you to try a different opportunity, but maybe it's like, I'm thinking for like example, if you were in this, you know, this is just an example. If we've been told, or we told ourselves that we wanted to be a doctor, you know, and we've been going to medical school, but let's say you just haven't been able to get into the practice that you want, you know, all of your jobs have just been duds, but you know, when you think about, I'm just now that she's wearing headphones, just thinking about like maybe you wanted to do with music, you know, maybe you play like, I don't know, like a guitar on the side. And then there have been like signals for like, hey, like open mic nights and karaoke thing. I don't know about karaoke, but oh, maybe you're a singer too, Aquarius. I don't know your life. But I just feel like that if we've been ignoring our true path, that's just one example, you know. I feel like that this Queen of Pentacles is saying being open to the signs, and the Queen of Pentacles, if there's going to be abundance to be had, she's not going to be like, oh, that doesn't seem like something I'm doing. Oh, I'm only supposed to be doing like law, or I forgot what we were doing. Were we a doctor? Maybe we were a doctor. But you know, I'm supposed to be doing medicine, but that doesn't mean you can't play a little music on the side, you know, because who knows what type of abundance that's going to be, because again, Pentacles are not just about the finances, you know, it's about what brings your health, you know, feel good, you know, your mental health, your spiritual health, your manifestation, all of that. So I really just, you know, if really listen to the signs, Aquarius, really, I feel like really listening to yourself. And if you're, because this is very intuitive energy here. This is the moon in Cancer. And that's a very emotional placement for the moon to be. So she's hyper sensitive to her emotions right now. And that's where I feel like we need to be. And when you listen to that, listen to your Ace of Cups here. It's trying to lead you to your Ace of Pentacles, but we have to listen to that, because Queen of Pentacles listens to it, and that's how Queen of Swords gets upright. So I hope that made sense. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave that there, Aquarius. So interesting reading, but I tell you what, potential, always, like seriously, you're always bringing just mad potential, and don't forget that you're give this a thumbs up, Aquarius. Let's get this message circulating, you know, let's get Aquarians just pumped, get them motivated, get them inventing, you know, and get them manifesting and just really coming into your abilities. And if we know someone who might be resonating with us, you know, share this. Let's get this thing motivated, and because I would love to see, you know, Queen of Pentacles and just going around here just manifesting greatness, you know, sunshine all over the place. And then if you haven't subscribed, hit that bell button. You get notified when I have these videos each month. You know, I'm just doing, well, pretty much each week. But then social media. I'm on this app, Insight Timer, and I created a group on there. It's a meditation app. Might be great for you while you're figuring this stuff out here. But it's I created a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. And it's a place to drop positive affirmations, encouraging messages. Again, you got a treasure trove over there if you need it, Aquarius. So come on over. And that's in the description box. It's Zodiacs Raising the Vibration, and it's on the app Insight Timer. I want to expand it at some point. Ooh, maybe we'll do like abundance, manifesting abundance with the Queen of Pentacles. I was saying with the Empress, but I think I'm going to do self-care with the Empress. I had a whole bunch of ideas, Aquarius, but we'll get to that. Got to bring over these Aquarians first, and then we'll get this thing popping here. We'll all be meditating on yachts. And then lastly, if you have any Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, wherever, Aquarius, come on over to my other channel, The Chariot and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans. It's a good old time. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here, Aquarius. Absolutely. Absolutely. Four of Swords in reverse all day. Especially if this is resonating with you, it's time to get in a place where let's get your Oracle card. But with the Four of Swords, if you've been in your head, if we've been stressed, if we've been feeling unbalanced, if we haven't been feeling abundant, because this is Jupiter in Libra, It's time to get yourself back in balance. It's time to do some self-care. It's time to, whether that's if we need to get more rest, if we need to start moving the body more, because that matters. How are you hydrating? Are you taking care of your health? You know, that's another thing. You know, just all of this stuff. You know, are we making times for just like doing recreational things, like, you know, little hobbies and such whatevers. You know, self-care. Self-care looks like, it's not just like taking a spa day. You know, even just like doing a workout, doing some yoga, that's self-care. You know, trimming your nails, that's self-care. Buying yourself a new shirt, that's self-care. Or sewing up a shirt. You know, maybe you got skills, Aquarius. Maybe I don't know, you might be sewing some stuff. And if you are, maybe you might be the person who might be making garments for Queen of Pentacles here and King of Swords. Because, oh, Queen of Swords, you're looking dressing sharp too. So look at all these ideas we're having. But really, Aquarius, you got the heal card in reverse. Wherever we need to do some healing, just let's do that. You know, and I know that seems like a no-brainer, but sometimes we can get so, when we're trying to solve the problem, sometimes solving the problem, sometimes we just need to stop for a second and just pause and just kind of be in that energy, you know? And just like, and figure out, you know, what it, like, where, just, you know what I'm saying? Because it's, you know, sometimes it really, you know, we can get so active in trying the healing that really higher self is just like trying to slow you down. It's just like let's take a nap, meditate, you know, whatever, do anything to just really take this. Like I was saying, I wouldn't ask you to do much, or would never ask you to do anything, but work with this Taurus energy. Slow down a little bit. Get in touch with your intuition. Be with yourself. Be with your thoughts. Figure out what's looking next for you, because there's sun on the horizon. We're getting closer to summer, and the sun's going to start shining at its brightest. So the days are going to get longer. The happiness is going to get longer. So, all right, I am going to leave that there. So you stay safe out there, Aquarius. And seriously, raise your vibration through the roof, because I know it's like, when is this coming? You know, when is this big opportunity? You know, like, where is it? It's all right here. And whenever you're ready, get that ball rolling. And if you need some help, hit up these royals. They all seem pretty eager. Well, Queen of Swords seems to be thinking about it, but these other two, they seem very eager to help you. And I will catch you on the next one. Later.